Good morning, everyone. We're continuing here in the Horowitz NIDCHEI YISRAEL, and we are talking about this idea that when you live far away from the main yishuv, from the main place where there's a frum community and the like, you have to make sure that you do everything in your power to be as religious as possible, because that's what's going to give the power to your neshama to keep going further and farther and elevate itself in ruchnius and dvekis in Hashem and it's avodas Hashem. And therefore take advantage. If you know that there is a Beis HaKnesses, you know that there's a shul, there's a Beis HaMidrash, there's a yeshiva, and you can go there and you can daven together with a minyan, push yourself and take advantage, because you will restore your soul as a result of such a thing. And then the Chavetz Chaim warned us, but be very careful over there. Don't go to the shul and then misbehave. Don't start talking devarim b'teilim, foolish words, nonsense, wasting your time speaking there in Kriyas HaTorah. Besides the fact that you're staring, you're bothering everybody else that's in the room, and you're missing out on all of these baruchus and amen yeshmei rabba of the Kaddish and so on and so forth. You're undermining what you're trying to accomplish over there. And therefore, says the Chavetz Chaim, besides the terrible sin that you are mevatel, which means that you are losing out on the mitzvah over here of Kriyas HaTorah, of hearing the Torah being read. Besides that, you're busy talking with your friend about who won the game last night. The Baal Kar is in the middle of laning. And as we pointed out yesterday, you have no idea how much your words, even your whispering, you think that people can't hear whispering? You think that the Baal Kari, the one who's laning the Torah, doesn't hear your whispers on the side, and it takes away his concentration, and he ends up not being able to pay attention? Of course it does. And therefore, besides the fact, says the Chavetz Chaim, that you're mevata, that you're nullifying the mitzvah of Kriyas HaTorah because you don't hear it yourself. You lost out on that mitzvah. There's another mitzvah that says, Umigdashai tira, my sanctuaries, you must fear. You must come into a shul with awe and reverence. We are obligated, we are commanded to fear the one who has given us a commandment to make the mitzvah of Migdash, which means you have an obligation to fear the Rabbi Shalom and have awe of Hashem. As we know, a shul, a Beis HaKnesses, Beis HaMidrash, and a house of study is also called a Migdash. It's called a sanctuary, just none less than the Beis HaMikdash itself. And you had a mitzvah when you went into the Beis HaMikdash to walk around with awe and reverence and fear of the Rabbi Shalom. And so too, when you come to shul, there has to be awe and reverence and fear of the Rabbi Shalom, and awareness that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is right here, in this shul, in this yeshiva, in this place where I'm davening. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is here. And therefore I have to act appropriately. And if I don't, so then what a disgrace to the Rabbi Shalom. And a person who does this, he comes to shul and he doesn't daven. He comes here, he davens very quickly, and he turns to his neighbor right immediately afterwards, and they start schmoozing away. Ooh, yeah, did you see what's going on in the world today? Did you hear about Trump? Did you hear about Israel? Did you hear about Bibi? Did you hear about this? Did you see that movie? Did you go to this restaurant? Did you eat that steak? Did you have... A person who does all of that, what ends up happening, says the Chavetz Chaim, he makes all of these things. Kol Yimei Chayav, all the days of his life, Kriyas HaTorah, the laning of the Torah, the reading of the Torah, and the Kedusha, the holiness of the Beis HaMidrash, becomes like worthless in his eyes, because to him it doesn't matter at all. The main reason why this is happening, is because this person thinks to himself the following: am I the only person sitting around in shul and talking? And one have to be a bigger tzaddik than my friend, who's standing right here. This guy over here behind me, he's schmoozing. The guy in front of me is looking at his phone. This one over there is sleeping. This guy's going and getting a coffee. This guy's sitting there and he's reading the newspaper. So what, I have to be a bigger tzaddik than anybody else? And therefore he fools himself into thinking that, no, I don't need to be. I could just do what everybody else is doing. and it works for them. I don't see lightning coming down from Shemayim, coming down from heaven, striking them down. Must be that's okay. Ube'emes, but the truth is, ta'os gadol, this is a grave error that the person is making. Like I spoke about before, you don't weaken in your avodas Hashem just because everybody else is weakening. Adarab, on the other hand, that's when you have to be mechazik and strengthen yourself and realize what HaKadosh Baruch Hu really wants. And just like Hashem wants us to serve Him properly and keep His mitzvahs in the right way and learn and daven in the way that we're supposed to, you'll get the great rewards for a person that remains faithful and dedicated and committed to the Rebbeinu Shalom. All the best.